Hey sweeties, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm honestly really excited to be able to finally be doing a video again. I have missed doing these, and honestly, it is no better way than to return but with a Royal High video. And it's definitely even better because, we've got so much to be able to talk about. Now, ultimately, I know this isn't really what I wanted to do my first video as. I definitely wanted to be able to do my first video as I'm seeing the new school, but you guys have all seen it anyways, and we've all got so many opinions about it, so I thought, why not talk about it? But there is definitely something that I kind of noticed. I feel like with this campus, there definitely was some planning behind this release in terms of that they knew that they were going to get this massive drop and they knew exactly how to get the players back. Ultimately, Royal High was the mastermind behind their own downfall. Now, stay with me. I know it sounds crazy, but we're going to be talking about it with a lot of proof and everything that I've got for you. Okay, so again, we're going to probably talk about a little bit about the history of Royal High. I know we've heard it tons of times before, but I think it would just help us actually understand why I think what I think. So, obviously, we all know Royal High was an early success. Their peak popularity was probably 2018 to 2020, and COVID really boosted its popularity because in 2020 there was easy 100k players a day. Now, we know that they lost their popularity because of their inconsistency with the updates, and, they released the dolls and, codes for items that even experienced players couldn't get. And it was quite unfair for a lot of the OG players and people who really spent a lot of time and money invested in the game. So ultimately, we all know that they did, fall off a little bit after that. Now, they did release, after they released Campus 1, which was the OG campus, they did Campus 2, which I definitely would say is a favorite for a lot of OG players because the best role plays, best times ever was definitely in then. It was just it was amazing. And then obviously we know that they did the Campus 3 release. Now that was obviously in, the new school kind of time. That was when it was released. I mean, it was getting towards that. And then in 2024 was like the new school update, really. But then they kept like toying us around, showing us multiple versions of what they wanted. And then they got rid of it. Yep, it's not great. They did get rid of it. It was really unfortunate. And then they ultimately, I feel like they always knew that this new Campus 4 would be out, not Campus 3. Because in 2021, there was tons of teasers for it. And then in 2022 to 2023, the devs went really quiet. Then 2024, the new campus came out, but it was a half-assed campus. So ultimately, you're probably wondering why or how did they plan their own downfall? I think it was because, like I said, in the actual timing of everything, from 2017 to 2025, that's just a few years, really. That's not that many. And with 2017, there's a lot of people who were in the game and a lot of people, they were growing, and with that, as we are all growing up and getting a bit older, so is the game. So I think they already knew that there was going to be tons of YouTube videos, there was going to be tons of streams, tons of topics, loads of people just constantly talking about it. So as 2021, after COVID hit, there was that slight decline. Then in 2022, same thing. And then 2023 was mostly just loyal fans, which was, me. And then 2024, they had the new school update, which caused a lot of an uproar. But there was no way that they couldn't have done all of these teasers, all of these things originally. They planned it from the beginning. And I mean, even just like the cafeteria, there's so much. I understand they said to us that they wanted to redo absolutely everything, anyways. But I still believe that they definitely knew that this was going to happen. They knew that they weren't going to ever complete Campus 3, so they just decided to show off what like some of their fake kind of starter parts were, like their starter campuses and some of their like, They're more failed versions, really. And then what they did was they decided to release an actual, an actual alpha, beta. They actually screwed that. They were like, okay, here it is. And obviously, it was really just them testing it out for Campus 4. If we think about all of the fact that they did all of the classrooms, all of those in stages, they just knew that they needed to get their player base back. So because of that, what they did was they did the alpha, beta. They were pretending that Campus was going to be the one we were going to be keeping, but then ultimately they just were like using that as a testing version and keep making it a live testing thing when they all like were ready for Campus 4, which is everything that we've got now. I still think though that they just knew Campus 4 was the ultimate campus, and they were just biding their time with the Campus 3. The first release of it, and then the second, and then the Christmas version. They just knew they needed to keep their players in. And ultimately, this Campus 4 was what they planned originally. Same thing, I believe, why we're probably going to get like mermaid tails, tons of other things. Now, obviously, there's tons we can talk about of how they could probably even get all of their player base back because I have so many plans. I definitely would love to know more about the lore of Royal High. Like, what happened with the headmistress and where's the mermaids and what's with all these, like, things with the powers, the elements, what's going on? But obviously, that is probably for another time. But I definitely think that I'm onto something here. They knew that Campus 4 was already the goal ultimately from the beginning. Again, it is a complete long stretch. It's just a theory. It's fun to talk about. I'm definitely glad that they've released this campus. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I love that there's a schedule. I love how much they've got going on. But I would definitely love to see a few, bit more deeper diving into the actual world of Royal High to make it a little bit more interesting. Nonetheless, though, I hope you guys definitely enjoyed seeing the new campus come out. I'm definitely glad to be back, and I will be posting a lot more regularly for you guys. I definitely have missed it. It's just been quite difficult recently. But like I said, there's so much to talk about with this new campus, and there's so much more to find out. Who knows, honestly. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.